Join us for a tour through Saranac Brewery in Utica, New York. This family-owned brewery is known throughout the world for its push through prohibition and modern-day collection of drinks, including Saranac and the legendary Utica Club, one of the most popular beers for the better half of the 20th century. More on that in a bit. First, let's take it back to where it all began in 1885. A young man named Francis Xavier Matt came from Germany and opened his own brewery, which was going great until Prohibition began in 1920. While the nationwide pause on all things alcohol knocked out most breweries, Matt pivoted and made soft drinks under the brand Utica Club Ginger Ale. Coincidentally, Matt was in Washington, D.C. the day Prohibition was repealed in 1933. Shout out to FDR. And he obtained the very first license in the country to sell beer again. He called up the business back in Utica, put the entire factory in full motion, and had truckloads of beer ready to ship out at 12:01 a.m. on the date known as New Beer's Eve. Or, at least that's how the story goes. The brewery's longevity in the beer biz can partly be credited to their flagship beer, Utica Club, which helped the company flourish after Prohibition with its record sales and distribution. Back then, Utica Club was where it really swings and had the power of the country's most famous advertising agencies positioning the brand to be the grooviest beer in the US of A.
Oh, brew me no brew with artificial bubbles, those carbonated beers of today. 'Cause Utica Club will still take the trouble to age beer the natural way. Utica Club, you see.
First prize is a case of Utica Club beer on the one-way ticket to Budapest.
In the 1980s, Utica Club took a back seat with the introduction of Saranac, another one of the brewery's most well-known beer brands, created to keep up with the new craft beer craze. This all happens inside their 7-story brewery, which is big. In fact, it's the size of an entire New York City block. You can take a tour of this historic building and tasting room and attend one of their outdoor concert events where you can get groovy like it's the 1960s again and go all buttons deep with your friends. Not many breweries can boast about surviving Prohibition, and even fewer can say they're a family business through and through. There's a lot of beer brewed in your backyard, but trust us when we say this spot is special. They celebrate the past while saying cheers to the future. And for that, I'll take a UC for me.